What's up, bitches? So this setup is really odd. I have a microphone in front of me, I have my laptop over here, you guys are over there, and I have a ton of makeup right here. So I was watching a lot of podcasts this morning, and I wanted to film like a podcast style get ready with me, but then I was like, isn't that just to get ready with me? Like, there's no real substance, you know? But I'm gonna do it anyway. So let's just start because I don't want this to be too long or anything like that. Yeah, I'm just gonna start. So I'm not gonna tell you what I'm doing, I'm just gonna do it and then we're gonna talk. That's pretty much what today's video is gonna be. So I haven't been feeling in very high spirits the last 2 days. Yesterday I was supposed to film a video. I was supposed to film reading thirsty Instagram comments of like Penn Badgley, I don't know how to say his last name, and like Timothy Chalamet and Harry Styles, like going through their Instagram comments and just like finding really thirsty ones and laughing at them. But it was a lot harder than I expected it to be to find those comments and like so I spent the night before I was supposed to film it, I spent like 20 minutes just trying to see how difficult it would be to find these comments. Again, a lot harder than I anticipated. But yeah, so I scrapped that idea and I was like, what the fuck do I film today? So yesterday I was like, okay, I need a self-care day. I'm gonna dye my hair, which I don't know if you guys can tell compared to my last video. It is very much more vibrant and looks way better. I'm so sorry you had to watch that because all you could see in that video was my roots. It looked atrocious, so I really wanted to fix my hair. So I went out and no, that's not what I did. I got home, right? I got home and I like had already like a dye that was called blood orange, and I'm going for more of an orange in my hair with like a red tint, and this doesn't look like that, but it depends on the light. So I'm not mad at it, it looks really good. But anyway, so I had a blood orange color and I was like, okay, I'm gonna just test this out and hopefully this works. I'll just go buy more of this and I'll just use this. And it didn't work out the way that I wanted. I did a strand test like over here. Thank God you can't see the difference because I did a really big chunk like right here for the strand test and it wasn't the right color. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the beauty supply and get copper colors that I want. I was using the L'Oreal High Color in copper. That was like, that shit slaps. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna use that, no big deal. I'm filming all of this. Like, I'm telling you guys like what I'm doing. Things are going good. I wasn't the most high energy, but like, you know, it was going, it was working, it was good. And so I go to Sally's and I'm waiting at the bus stop. And I was like, you know what, let me make sure I have my keys. Over the summer, I had an incident where I forgot my keys at home and my mom was actually on vacation. So I had to call a locksmith and paid like almost $300 for a locksmith. And I cried about it. And I was really upset about it. So I got to the bus stop and I was like, let me look for my keys to make sure I have my keys. Let me like double check and make sure I have my keys. So I double check to make sure I have my keys and I can't find them. Hello? Okay. I literally can't find them. I can't find them in my bag. Mind you, my bag is really small. It's not that fucking big. Like, I don't have that much stuff to carry around. And there's not much in it. So, like, it would have been really hard to miss if it was in my bag. You know what I mean? So I knew it wasn't fucking in there. And I was like, oh my god, fuck, this sucks. I was like, wow, this is ass. I locked myself out of my house. And my mom was at work. It was like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to Sally's. I'm going to get what I need to get. And then I'm going to go to my mom's job. I'm going to pick up the keys. And then I'm going to go home and do what I got to do so that I can still film this video. At this point, I was very irritated because I, first of all, didn't know where my mom worked up until yesterday. So I had to ask her for the address because she like switched and works at a different place now. So I didn't know where she worked. So I was waiting for her to respond to me. I got my hair stuff. And so from where I was at to get my hair stuff, I mapped like on transit because I live in New York. I live in New York, so I was like, I want to see how, like, what trains I have to take to get there because I knew I was going to have to take a couple trains. And let's just say these are trains that you want to not take. If you can avoid these specific trains, you should avoid these specific trains because not only do they not run the best, they don't run through the best neighborhoods. And like, typically I wouldn't care, but for some reason yesterday I just really was not feeling it, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take a fucking Uber. So I took an Uber, and I was in the Uber for 36 minutes because I took a pool like a fucking dumb bitch. So I took an Uber pool, and it took me almost a fucking hour to get there. It was probably like closer to 45 minutes, honestly. Like, it said 36 minutes in the maps, which is why I'm saying 36 minutes, but it took longer because we picked up 3 people and we dropped off 3 people before they dropped me off. So that was great. So finally get there, go in the building, say hello to my mom's coworkers, yada, yada, yada. Everything's good. I call my Uber. I get an Uber. I come home. So the first thing I want to do when I get home is look for my keys, because I was like, okay, I want to make sure that they're here and I didn't lose them, right? So I'm looking for my keys and such. I'm looking like on my bed because there's a ton of shit on my bed, of course. And I'm like pulling the shit off my bed. And I'm like, where are these keys, man? So then I can't find them. Like 10 minutes of looking for them, I can't find my fucking keys. So I'm like, you know what? Let me check my bag like one more time. Let me just see. I was like, there's no way they're in my bag because I checked, but like just in case, like I want to make sure I exhaust every option before I'm like, well, lost my keys. So I look in my bag and lo and fucking behold, they're in my bag. Like, we love to see it. So they were in my bag the entire time. I wasted $40 on Uber yesterday because it was 20 one way, 20 the other way. And that was pretty much my day. So after that, I really didn't want to film anything because I was really frustrated. I was like, I can't believe that I just did that. And so I really just wanted to come home and dye my hair because at that point I was like, this is all I want to do today. This is all I wanted to do today. And of course it's getting fucked up. So I pretty much like came home and didn't want to do anything but dye my hair. So that's exactly what I did. I turned on like murder mystery like YouTube videos and did my hair. I dyed my hair. So yeah, this is what it looks like. This is L'Oreal High Color in copper. Another copper shade by a brand that I'd never heard of, but I wanted to add like a little bit of it because it looked Is this a joke? What is that? For some reason, like outside, the auto body shop actually wants to do work. They never make any noise, and today they want to make noise. So what the fuck was I saying? Oh, this is, if in case anybody gives a fuck, it's L'Oreal High Color in copper, Awella Blood Orange. Oh my god! I'm gonna have to keep going. I'm sorry if you can hear that fucking stupid buzzing noise. It's Awella High Color in the color Blood Orange, like a little bit of it because that color is like super, super red. It's like a red with an orange tint kind of thing, and I didn't really want that, even though this is kind of what I got. So, wow, that noise is really annoying me. I'm so sorry if you guys can hear that. Like, I deeply apologize. This is irritating, but I can't stop filming because I have places to be after this, so. Oh, and then I use 30 volume developer, just enough to make it like a creamy mixture, because it was like chunky at first because I was mixing a ton of shit. It was gross. But yeah, I just use enough of it to like make it liquidy to like slap. And then yeah, I pretty much just section my hair, start at the ends, go to the top. I really focus on my roots heavily because I wanted them to pick up color and not be as dark, but also not light because that doesn't look good on my skin tone. That's my story of yesterday's adventure. And then after that, I didn't want to film anymore. It was really, really late. I didn't finish everything until like 7, 8 o'clock at night. So pretty much what I was watching Sydney Lavin's podcast this morning because she posted like an hour and a half long podcast, and I was like, So I was watching that and I was like, I really love the format of like a sit down podcast. It's like super unedited, even though I'm gonna have to edit this a little bit. I'm gonna make it as unedited as possible, but I do need to cut it down. Like, I'm already at 12 minutes. Like, come on now. So like, I don't know. I just really like that format. I think it's cool. I don't know, it just feels more personable. I really love listening to podcasts, so I wanted to do, like, I wanted you guys to see the mic. This is the mic that I use every video. Say hello. I wanted you guys to, like, see the microphone, have as many uncut things as possible. I don't know. I really like the format. I want to make this a regular thing. I want to actually make a podcast, but not quite there yet, you know? What I really wanted to talk about today, aside from my story time about how fucking stupid I am, was Fine Line. So if you don't keep up with Harry Styles news, you wouldn't know. I mean, you probably know. Like, I've seen on Twitter that people are so sick of seeing Harry Styles' face all over their timeline, which is insane to me because I feel like his first album, like his self-titled album, didn't really, like, it wasn't really popping like that. Like, it was more of an indie album. But yeah, so what I was gonna say is that, like, his first album, for some reason, the time that it came out, like, the timing, just, I think at the time the 1975 had come out with an album, I'm pretty sure, which I was, like, obsessing about, and I think at the time, like, Harry's music just wasn't, I wasn't vibing with it. Like, I thought it was good, but it wasn't something that I could relate to, so it wasn't something that I was listening to frequently, if that makes any sense. So I pretty much just, like, didn't listen to it, and I wasn't, like, standing very hard. I was just like, he hot, and that's it. So fast forward to this year, he dropped Lights Up first, and I was like, you know what, let me listen to this fucking song, because I think there was, like, a lot of hype around it or something, and I was just like, I want to listen to it, like, everybody's talking about it, I'm gonna give it a shot, you know? It's not like I have anything against Harry Styles. I love him. So I gave it a shot, and I was like, this bitch slap. Like, that shit slapped it. So I, like, threw that bitch on my playlist, and I was like, next drop, I'm there. And then, what did he drop next? Was it Watermelon Sugar and then Adore You? I think, right? It was Watermelon Sugar first. So he dropped Watermelon Sugar around the time of my 1975 concert that I went to in November. And the drive to my 1975 concert was, I think, like 2 hours or something like that, like 2.5 hours. The whole drive, I was fucking bopping to Watermelon Sugar. I was like, this song slaps, and I couldn't stop listening to him do it live on SNL. Oh my god, fuck, that song is so good. So pretty much he was just releasing heaters at this point for me, and I was like, okay, I'm about to stand. So then Adore You came out, and I was like, this man is undefeated. He's fucking undefeated. So I listened to the album the night that it came out. I had fell asleep, and then I woke up at like 3 a.m. and I was like, oh my god, Harry's album. So I listened to it, and here's the thing with me. I think this is like a lot of people. Sometimes it doesn't slap right away. Like, most of the time, it doesn't slap right away. Like, it takes like 2 or 3 listens for a song to really hit. So that's kind of what happened with me and Harry, and I got scared. I was like, oh my god, I don't like the album. But we did. We liked the album. But my main point that I would like to say is that Fine Line, the song Fine Line, is Harry Styles' Ribs. And now, let me educate your big minds. So the song the song Ribs by Lorde is easily one of the best songs that came out of music ever. And I'm not even joking. I don't know why I'm laughing, because it's not a joke. I'm, like, dead serious. Ribs is probably one of the best songs of all time. And if you don't agree, sucks to be you, you know? But Lorde snapped when she dropped Ribs. I think we all know this to be facts now. I think we've all come to the conclusion that Ribs is a very youth-defining song and was a big part of all of our teenage years. So I think we just can all agree. I'm just gonna come to the conclusion myself. We all agree. So for Harry Styles, Fine Line, my friends, the 6-minute masterpiece that is Fine Line is Harry Styles' Ribs. Like, I know it sounds fucking crazy out of context, but it's so true. Like, if Fine Line isn't your favorite song on the album, you're probably just sick in the head because, wow, does that song slap? Yeah, Fine Line is probably my favorite song of the whole album. I think it's a fucking masterpiece. I think it's amazing. And I have a playlist of like my favorite songs of all time, and Ribs is on that playlist, and now Fine Line is on that playlist. Actually, let's talk about that playlist because I wanted this to be podcast style. So we're gonna just find the playlist and we're gonna talk about it for a minute. So it's called Playlist of My Life, and it's inspired by that thing. I don't know the name of the channel on YouTube, but I know that celebrities go on it and they make them list like songs, like their favorite songs of all time or some shit like that. The Driver Era was on it, and I was like, ooh. So I made a playlist of like 10 songs of songs that kind of like have defined my life at different stages. And so this is that playlist. I believe my Spotify is public, so if you want to see it, it's available. I think it's down below. I link my Spotify under every single video in case anybody's curious, even though my music taste is the same 5 songs over and over again. But in case you're curious, it's there for you. You can always go look. Fuck, I'm so out of breath. Oh my god. This is what Red Bull does. Red Bull makes you question lots of things. Okay, so we're just gonna go through it. The first song on here is Somebody Else by the 1975. Need I explain? Need I explain? I don't think I need to. Somebody Else is easily one of the top 5 1975 songs they've ever made. And that's just on Climate Crisis. So I actually have a whole separate playlist dedicated to my favorite 1975 songs of all time. That is also public if you're a fan and are curious what my top 1975 songs are. I think there's like 15 that I put in there. I don't remember. But I have that. Next one is Karma Chameleon by Culture Club. It was a very life-defining song for me at one point. We can't knock me for that, you know? Next, Love My Way by the Psychedelic Furs. This is in Call Me By Your Name. This song slaps very hard and is going down as one of my favorite songs of all time, as you can tell. Ribs by Lorde. Duh, motherfucker, I told you it was on here. Oh! I have to fix that. Okay, we're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix it. The next song is Brain by Banks. If you don't know who Banks is, you need to get educated because she is amazing. I went to her concert in September and it was amazing. She's such a great performer. It was amazing. Kevin Garrett opened up. If you don't know who he is, you should know. He writes for Beyonce. He was amazing as well. Alone by Marshmello. Listen, hear me out for a sec. Just for a sec. This song reminds me of my friends, and it reminds me of a summer that we had together, and it was a very life-changing, I know it's like corny, but life-changing summer. And whenever I hear it, I just think of that summer. Like forever, this song will remind me of that summer of my life where I was like transitioning into senior year of high school. So that's why it's on this list. It's not a slapperino by itself, but in context, slaps very hard, you know? Come On Eileen by Dexy's Midnight Runners. Oh my god, I love this song! So fun fact, I work in a supermarket, and this song actually plays like 4 times a day, every single day. And I actually tune it out so that it won't ruin the song for me, because this is one of my favorite songs of all time. Easily, like hands down, one of my favorite songs. If I had to pick a top 5, this would be in my top 5, 100%. So I try to not let my job ruin this song for me, because it definitely will if I love it. So next is Saw You in a Dream by the Japanese House. Again, if you don't know who the Japanese House is, please educate yourself. I'm just kidding. The Japanese House makes very good, very, very indie music. If you're not into that kind of music, you're not gonna like the Japanese House. There's like no in between. Like some musicians have like super pop songs and super indie songs. The Japanese House was like, fuck all that. We're just making what we want to make. So they don't really have any pop songs. I'd say Saw You in a Dream is the most poppy song that they have. But I love this song too. It was another very defining point in my life where I can like pinpoint where I was listening to the song on repeat all the time. And then added to the list was Fine Line. So this is a big one. This is a big deal. It's just such a big deal to me because Harry Styles snapped when he made Fine Line. And I think we can all agree on that. I don't know. I think it's crazy. Anyway, that was such a weird conversation that we just had, wasn't it? So let me take out my hair clips. I'm finished with my makeup. I hope you guys enjoy. Wow, my fucking hair is just everywhere. I hope you guys enjoyed our conversation about Harry Styles and Fine Line and my fucking story about me being an idiot. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I might be doing more of this format because it's so like laid back and just chill. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.